Hello, here we are back at Inside Jamaica, and I'm Jacqueline. Uh, most of my videos are capturing Jamaica's beauty and an opportunity to speak to her people and share their vision and what's going on in their life, and that's really been the purpose of this webpage and or YouTube channel. I apologize. And I love doing that, and I want to continue doing that. And there's so much to explore, and I've been on so many back roads. I think I've probably hit every major back road, but I know there's more to discover. But I decided that it was time to start chronicling my actual experiences in Jamaica and how life started and has changed. And it's been wonderful. It's been some very exciting things, and I've had some happy times, but it's also been very dramatic. It's been very traumatic for me. It's changed me as a person, actually, this experience. And I've been coming to Jamaica since 1989, back and forth as a vacationer. And I guess I've been living there full time for probably about 2.5 years. And I have to tell you, it's really all about who you meet, who you start out with, and how that impacts everything. When you're a guest and you haven't traveled to a lot of foreign places, you realize how small Jamaica is once you've lived there. So I've traveled the United States pretty extensively. It's huge. And I don't know, I guess just because Jamaica was different, a foreign place, and even though I've been coming back and forth, I guess it always felt big because I didn't know my way around that great. I knew the St. Anne area, but now I've traveled all over the 14 parishes very extensively. And so now I'm familiar. The North Coast is always going to be my favorite. I love where the mountains meet the sea. And so that's where I'll definitely set down roots. So I did fly back home because I had to take care of some business here. And it's part of helping me get started there. You know, I sold all my personal belongings, and I didn't really have much, so it's been rough going, you know, because I was living off my little bit of savings. And my experiences in Jamaica started actually before I had made the move here. I had a charity, and it was called U.S. Blues Life Foundation, which was a foundation for literacy and basically elevating Jamaicans, doing private tutoring of all ages. And that was all processing when I was still married, and basically in my divorce or during my divorce, some horrible things have happened. But anyway, they ended up the court confiscated my passport. So I could not leave the country to deal with my charity based on lies that my now ex-husband perjured himself. But it doesn't matter. I lost about a year because of that. And as a result, my charity in Jamaica fell apart. And I just wanted to come and help people. So, and it's been a drive in me for 30 years, you know, and it's God driven. It's God sent. It's, I landed in Jamaica in 1989. Oh my God. And I felt like I was home. And not to bring religion into things, but, you know, I believe in reincarnation. And I definitely think that I'd been to Jamaica previously, and that it's meant for me to come there and share my knowledge and help people to move forward, young business minds and children, and even older people if they want to learn how to read or use the internet, or they need immigration help, visa help, passport help. I mean, I'm a very educated woman. So, however, the first problem is that people just assume that I am a rich American woman. And it has really worked against me in so many ways, for people just to have that attitude, or that short-sighted thinking. So one of my Jamaican male friends told me that I had two major things going against me. I actually think it's three. So he said, the first one is that I'm an American, because everybody just assumes I'm rich. The second thing is that I'm white, because he says there's a lot of racism. And the third thing, I think, is because I'm a woman, because I find it to be a male-dominated culture. So that has been hurdles that, I've had to learn how to function in. And I'm not sure that I've experienced all of those things. Or if they did occur, maybe I didn't even realize it was happening, because some of the cultural differences are so funny, like the things that are supposed to offend me and they don't. Well, because culturally I am clueless to them. But then the same is said the other way around. I can be insulting someone and I don't mean to be doing that. And so then the reverse is in order. But anyway, the 2.5 years ago, when I went ahead and started getting paperwork together for my work permit, as I said, the charity fell apart. So I was here on vacation, and I rented a car, and I went to every major university, all the universities in Kingston. I went all over, all 14 parishes, and I put applications in everywhere, my CV. And as I said, I'm way overeducated. I say that, but I mean, it has assisted me. It obviously gives me credentials, and it's made me full of knowledge to help people if I could just put my skills to good use. And you're going to learn about me and my past as we go along here, and I chronicle this. But at any rate, I never had any luck. I went to the resorts because, of course, I'd be great in management, finance, travel tourism. I mean, you name it. I have experience in so many fields, and then education in others, and a lot of hands-on. You'd never know. I was a very large farmer for about 18 years, and I also worked in commercial fishing on a boat for close to 10 years, and I just have quite a different variety of tools in my belt. So anyway, I tried to get the work permit that way, and I wasn't having any feedback, so I went to Labor and Social Security, Ministry of Labor and Social Security, and they said I needed to open a business. I could be self-employed, so that's what I did. So I did Dr. Jacqueline Anderson's tutoring services. But then, and you go through so much paperwork and so many fees, and there's so much other stuff you go through. They didn't want the word tutoring in my name because I didn't fit into a check, one of their boxes they could check mark me off. People open schools there. Well, I'm not interested in opening a school. I want to do private tutoring. I want to do workshops. I want to, like where I might go out to resorts and teach how to do your resume to, employees, groups of employees, or through the schools or the private schools or through churches or whatever other institutions, however I can meet those needs. And then, like I said, I wanted to set an office space up for walk-ins, like where people could do their visa application, passport, immigration stuff, or maybe they own a piece of land, they can't get titling for it, they inherited it, people just can't manage the system, they just can't work the system. And I mean, that's what I'm great at. My doctorate's in law and policy, so I can read law like I'm reading a romantic novel, and then do the steps necessary to help the person achieve their goal, whatever that goal might be. So at any rate, it ended up they changed my name from tutoring to consulting. And then they said for me to list everything I do. So, of course, I supplied my resume. And I mean, it really opened the door for me to be able to pretty much do any kind of employment because I'm multi-talented. So that took 1.5 years and a big chunk of my savings, because my objective has always been to get my residency, so that I can really dig in my heels and really help people, and maybe even raise a few animals in the process, have my garden, like the good old days. So, the 1.5 years really put a hurting on me. I really felt like maybe Jamaica didn't even want me, and I prayed about it all the time that, God, if this is really what you want. So every time I was just about ready to give up, and it was one day I finally just said, I just need to go back to America. I can't do this. I have no income. I can't buy food. I'm struggling to pay rent. I'm not in a place where I can grow food yet or have have a cow or a goat. I didn't know what I was going to do. And then just like that, I get an email. It says your work permit's been approved, right when I was questioning everything. So God is real. Jah is real. The universe is real, and it listens and responds and tries to put your foot straight, it tries to set you right, but you have to, you still have to push yourself forward. And in an oppressed country, a third world country, it can become very depressing and difficult. And living as a local and just trying to maneuver the system, and I said it in my short, Things Take Time, the one short, that things take time in Jamaica. I mean, it's excruciating. It's not normal. Things take time. It draws on every ounce of patience, goodwill, desire, necessity. It draws on every single ounce of those things from your inner being to maintain and say, you know what? It's just another day, and I'm going to get through this day. A whole different meaning for having patience. So it's taught me a lot. I've learned a lot. That's just one of many, many things. But I'm gonna leave the video there because I need to think about it. It's going to be brutally honest and the experiences that I've had, because I want people to know what really can happen. And I've always considered myself a pretty intelligent woman, but I gotta tell you, if the wrong people find the right crack and they just wheedle in there, it can turn your life upside down. So anyway, with that said, I'm going to say have a blessed day. Um, everything up and big up yourself. Ja ja.